I saw a woman who came in my office who 20 years before had been raped in a parking garage on a set of concrete stairs by a man who had eaten something cooked in garlic and was wearing a red sweatshirt. For the subsequent 20 years, she couldn't park in a parking garage or be in one. She couldn't walk on concrete steps. She couldn't bear the smell of garlic and couldn't stand the color red from an experience that lasted for how long? 5 minutes. Get it? Soldiers go into battle. They come back absolutely disabled. Their neurologic systems have been so ramped up by their fear and by their defensiveness that if there's a loud noise, they lash out and kill somebody. I testified at a trial for a guy who did just that. That's the effect of trauma. That's the effect of pain. That's called now PTSD, which it's only been called in the last 30 years. You know what it was called in wars before 30 years ago? Cowardice. Shell shock sometimes, but more often, cowardice. General Patton, remember the story of him? Slapped a soldier who was having PTSD in a tent after being shelled for days and days on end. And this is how most of us live. If you take the term PTSD and substitute the T for a C, then you understand almost everybody around you. Because almost everybody alive suffers from post-childhood stress disorder. I'm not kidding. How many times would it take for me to stand over you, hold a gun to your head, say, I hate your guts, before you'd probably avoid me the next time you saw me? About one time. Do you know how long it takes to traumatize a child whose brain is literally just forming? It's been demonstrated that depending on how we, train a child, the way we treat a child, it influences what parts of the brain actually develop. See what I'm saying? It becomes a permanent, actual physical change in that child's brain. Children who don't feel loved, who hear anger, who hear disapproval, who hear I don't love you, are permanently changed. And most people we interact with on a day-to-day basis, if you have any doubt, go to a football game, just watch the fans. Walk around acting like they're 4 to 6 years old. Really. Still reacting to the traumas of their childhoods. And if we don't get that, if we don't do, as the Chick-fil-A little short showed, understand that there's a long and complicated and often painful history in every person we interact with, we will not satisfy that person's need. And if they're an employee, we will not get what we need from that person. You have somebody who's difficult at work, who's, one of those surly kind of just, hard to get along with people. What I do is I go into homes, marriages, parenting, businesses all over the world, and I simply help people see these. That's all I have to do. Because on the whole, we don't. We do them automatically. We don't think about them.